I mean, I would have done it just because it's Billy Zabka, but then I would have felt really, really dirty. It's your girl aka Geek XX Chic, and we're back with another reaction to Cobra Kai. We're now into episode 8, which is called The Glory of Love. Woo! This is a very popular song back in the 80s and very famously popular during the Karate Kid 2 era. There was a moment that happened between Daniel and his love interest there where this song ended up playing in the background, and it was just like I said, it got very, very popular during the 80s, and it's still one of my favorite songs. I don't know what happened to Peter Cetera, but the song was banging back in the day. But anyhow, we're going into this episode with a few things not going so right for both Daniel and Johnny. In Johnny's camp, he is finally broken up with Kreese again and realized that his influence is seeping into his kids and that the very thing he said he wasn't going to let happen has happened. But of course, Kreese was not exactly looking like he was taking it that well. Conversely, on Daniel's side, he's discovering that trying to focus on Miyagi-Do and the dealership and his marriage is not really working out. He's trying to juggle too many balls, and one of them is definitely starting to drop. He lost one of his star employees as a result. We're going into this episode with a lot of people kind of trying to figure things out, and I'm very much ready to get into it. But before we do, if this is your first time to my channel, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for coming. Hopefully you like this video and you'll hit that thumbs up button because it helps me a lot with the algorithm and I appreciate it very, very much. And if you've been here before, welcome back. Thank you so much for coming back. Hopefully this will be the day that you'll hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. That way you'll be notified when I do more reactions to this show and many others in the same vein. So with that out of the way, guys, let's get into the episode right about now.
I'm not here for Miguel.
Ooh, Mr. Lawrence, you about to show me your Cobra Kai? Just wouldn't be a Johnny dream if there was an objectification somewhere. Of course she knows karate. Going down the only road I've ever known. Only a man would dream of a woman pouring cheap beer on herself. Seriously, Johnny, we need to refine your taste. We need to elevate you, sir. How are you rich for so long and still have, like, the poorest of taste? His face! Oh, we like a smiling Johnny, though. Oh, we're on the couch. Ooh, Danielle.
Might want to work on that so you can get off the couch. I know. I'm working on it.
I like that she didn't ask any questions. She was just like, fix it. That's a good mama. Excuse you, isn't it a little early for getting onto this?
Not great timing. And then a little fight.
So we'll wait for the right time.
I think she's getting off on it being a secret. Just a little right now.
It's crazy. We looked all over for this.
Must have been here the whole time.
Robbie. I always feel bad. I always have a little bit more leeway for Robbie because he operates out of fear 90% of the time, the poor kid.
Did you look at me when I said 2 lumps?
Oh, you didn't strike first this time, Johnny.
Oh, cracking strong grip. Let's take me in for x-rays.
That is the fakest accent I've ever heard. I could do a better job than that.
John Kreese may have founded Cobra Kai, but he no longer represents what this dojo stands for. We refuse to move forward. What happens when we do that, Mr. Diaz?
You get stuck like cement.
Exactly.
Look at Johnny improving his communication skills. It's a snail's pace, but we're getting there.
Which leads me to today's lesson.
Oh, God.
Headbutting.
Jesus, Hawk.
Just don't get distracted. All right, you can play hide the plantain on your own time.
Wow.
I need you folks.
Wow. Leave my beautiful fruit out of this.
Not bad, right?
Child labor. It's a bold move.
I
No one's
mean,
ever thought of
they signed up for it.
a band-aid on an open head wound.
What, a marriage is an open head wound?
Pick whatever analogy you want. You know what I mean.
Your girl high maintenance, Dan. I feel like he should just hire a manager. Like, I think, you know, obviously karate is his passion and he should continue to like teach because that's something he's very good at. But since the dealership is still like his bread and butter, he could just hire a manager to help out his wife at the dealership so he doesn't have to be there 24/7. Or he could have promoted Anush to be a manager so he could do this.
It's dumb. You can't find anything out about a chick from one. Ooh, this one's hot.
Hey, can I borrow?
I love Billy Zabka so much.
Unless we want to keep avoiding your family, we should probably go out one of these nights.
That's a great idea. Because making out all over the house, well, fun at first. Where's her little brother? I just realized that kid like disappeared since episode 1.
All institutions of oppression, runaway capitalism, climate change denial, the patriarchy. You know, the problem
I
is
mean,
a lot
I'm
of
with it,
institutions-
sis, but can we take it back? We don't gotta fight all the powers on the first date.
Teach you how to drive a stick. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, I would have done it just because it's Billy Zabka, but then I would have felt really, really dirty.
It'll get better. She'll come around.
Yeah, I know, Mom.
If she doesn't, I'll the fish in the sea.
And Dad held my hand. And he put his head on my shoulder. That's all I ever wanted to know. That he was in it with me. No matter what.
Lessons from Mom.
I love you.
I love the two of you. You're so cute. You could really be mother and son how well you two act together. I can't.
I just signed up on the Facebook.
Not the Facebook.
It's an app on my smartphone. Maybe we connect one of these days.
He types extraordinarily fast for someone who didn't have a smartphone before now.
Hey,
Shit, sorry about
Bump
that.
into you hard. Not too hard, but hard. You just got picked up, Johnny. You didn't even pick up on that.
What time you go on break? One at a time and ask if the fries are extra crispy.
This is Ox.
Tori's in Cobra Kai.
Figures. What was that? Nothing.
Woo. Ladies are about. Oh my gosh. It's on like Donkey Kong, y'all. When ladies fight, it's on a different level. We don't use our fists, but let me tell you, the nails come out.
The way I see it, she's good for a few bangs and then I'll drop her. I mean, I'm not trying to be a dad to a kid or anything.
You British bastard.
There's good in everyone. She just has to be shown the right way. But if you want to kick her ass, I won't stop her.
That's better.
I'll be right back. I'll keep my
Cheap ass place has broken skates. If you leave, don't leave now. I listened to a lot of 80s music growing up, even though it wasn't quite in my time, but my babysitters used to listen to 80s music, so.
I just came to clear the air so that things wouldn't be weird. I guess that's where else goes.
The fact that there's so much animosity says it's not over.
Cheers for the advice. I've got some advice for you. Bugger off.
Touch your hair, you were doing the bathroom thing.
you what?
I'll leave her alone. I'll disappear.
Damn right you will.
That's not gonna make her feel better. You would. Anyway, maybe it's better actually.
Are you okay?
Oops. Sorry, princess.
How'd you like a skate to the face? Because I could give you a skate to the face.
To finally having something that's ours.
What about this little one?
What, her? No, she's mine. You could have the next one.
Daddy's little girls. You know what's hilarious is that Ralph Macchio can actually play himself like 16, 17 years ago because he looks the same. Not this song.
Oh, don't tell me this is the same cider.
The song. This belongs to you and the girl from Japan. Was it Kumiko? I know y'all didn't end up together, but that was a special time in my heart.
Tommy, forget about karate. Focus on what's important.
Karate is important to you.
And what's that?
Let's go, everybody. You're the meaning in my life. You're the inspiration. All right, I gotta stop, otherwise I'll get demonetized. But yeah, it's interesting because karate is important to him. But like I said, he just has to prioritize. He can't have two number one priorities.
You deserve a guy at least shows up.
Clean and sober.
You asking me out?
I think he is.
What if I am?
He's like, if you only knew how far we've gone in my dreams. Oh, look at that. Johnny really is a one-woman guy. Even since the first movie, actually. He's not the kind of guy who plays around. If he likes a girl, he's pretty stuck on her. But, well, that was Glory of Love. And we had a lot of love situations. A lot of couple situations in this episode. We, of course, have Sam and Robbie, who are on their little tryst right now. But, of course, they're keeping it on the DL because he is living in their house, and, you know, not a lot of fathers, especially a traditional father like Daniel, is going to be okay with their daughter dating someone who's literally very accessible for all kinds of nonsense, if you know what I mean. But also, you know, Sam said because she knew her parents were kind of going through a thing, she didn't think that dumping this extra layer onto the situation was a good idea. But I think subconsciously, we all know Sam is still feeling Miguel. There's still some feelings there she hasn't resolved. And I don't really think she wants to be attached to Robbie so much as just enjoying the distraction of being with Robbie. Whereas poor Robbie actually does like Sam. And I think he knows there's still something there, but he wants to ignore it because, like I said in the last episode, he's just enjoying having things go really well for him for like the first time ever. So we saw, of course, everything kind of come to a culmination point at the roller rink. The two of them against, you know, Miguel and Tori, but of course Tori is bad news all around. She's just so, she's so hell-bent on kind of being over the top with everything. And again, I know she clearly isn't all bad all the way. Like, she definitely has her own set of issues that she's dealing with, but much like Hawk, much like even Kreese, she goes for the bullying route first. She goes for the crossing the line first over just kind of trying to deal with situations a little bit more rationally. And we saw that as soon as her and Sam saw each other, you know, the animosity is still there. But I mean, and Tori's side, like I said in the episode where they first met, Sam did screw up by accusing her of something she didn't do. But we already know that Tori already has a big issue with Sam because Sam is rich and has had a good life, and she's one of those girls who clearly feels like rich kids just don't deserve any kind of empathy or kindness. So there's already beef there that's not going to go anywhere. And of course, with Miguel being in the middle, Tori knows that Miguel is still very much into Sam and that she is the replacement. Pardon me. And so seeing her there and seeing them interact, of course, just sets her jealousy even more ablaze. And, you know, as we saw, sadly, the two of them end up kind of having their little bicker fest, which is unnecessary, but these are teenage girls. But anyhow, you'd hope that by this, both of them both Robbie and Tori would start to recognize that there is still very much something going on between Sam and Miguel, but they are teenagers. And then, of course, on the outside of it, we have Johnny, who is starting to feel Miguel's mother. He's got a little crush there. I mean, understandable. She's pretty. She's been taking care of him. She's very kind, and that's something that Johnny, you know, he needs that mother figure in his life. And I don't mean that like that he's looking at her like a mother figure, but I just mean, you know, the only other woman in his life that was kind of caring and sweet to him was his mom. So it's kind of like that whole attraction of the things that you miss the most. And of course, he saw that she was dating, but it turns out the guy she was dating was conveniently a jerk. And Johnny took care of that. But he also realizes that he just isn't ready to just throw himself out into the dating pool the way that a lot of people have been doing. He really wants to just build a connection with someone first and kind of go from there. And that's what's going to be different actually with Miguel's mom, is because they actually have a foundation of a connection before just raw sexual attraction, which is something I think Johnny's pretty unfamiliar with. He pretty much hasn't had an emotional connection like he said to, was it Worm or Bobby? One of the others. But he's saying that, yeah, he basically hasn't been emotionally connected to anyone since Allie. So this is going to be a new journey for Johnny. But as the song goes, the glory of love, right? It's an amazing thing if you can find it with somebody. And then, of course, we had Daniel and his wife. Oh my gosh, her name just flew right out of my mind. But yes, he's been dealing with, of course, trying to juggle way too many things at once, and their relationship was taking a hit from it. But thanks to that beautiful scene with his mother explaining to Daniel that it wasn't that she wants him to necessarily give up anything that he loves. It's more about making sure that she still feels like she's loved and appreciated and needed, and that he's got her back. And that's apparently what she wasn't feeling like Daniel was giving her. And so Daniel kind of went back to letting her know that she's still very much a priority to him and something that someone he cares about, and that he's got no desires to walk away from their partnership. But I do agree with his wife in that Daniel does have to find a better way to prioritize things, because he cannot give 100% to Miyagi-Do and 100% to his dealership. There's just not enough Daniel for that. So like I said in the episode, I think he needs to hire on a manager or somebody like that to kind of take over the, the major deals as far as the dealership goes. And then he can have more time to spend with the Cobra Kai situation, because that is a passion of his. And you can see how much joy it brings him to teach these kids and see them flourish. So yeah, another great episode. I enjoyed watching it a lot. I hope you guys enjoyed watching along with me. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up, and we'll see you in the next video.